Yeah, Dave, I was wondering if you've made a decision on who's going to be starting tomorrow.
Did you read my lips?
No.
I guess this was computed or muted. So we'll go with Bolden.
What went into that decision to start with Bolden?
Mostly because their lineup is about all right-handed, and we just thought it was a good matchup.
And then also, as you've gotten kind of deeper into the scouting report, you mentioned they've basically all right-handed. What's your take on NJIT?
Well, they don't strike out much. They're going to fight you. They're going to do whatever they need to score, whether it's bunt or hit and run, move people around. They've got a couple guys with power, one for sure. It's got a lot of power. So, the key for us is, like every game, is to throw the ball over the plate and field the baseball. But, they're hot. They've won 8 or 9 in a row, and 18 out of 22. And so they've won. They have a winning feeling, and I'm sure they feel like they can come in here and win. But really the key for us is we need to play well. And if we do that, things will hopefully go our way.
Tom.
Hi, Dave. I was wondering if you could give us the latest updates on Brady Slavens.
Yeah, Brady's was actually in practice gear today and walking around and getting a little antsy as far as going up and trying to get a base hit for us. I don't see it yet. We did put him on the roster. I think he's getting better every day. Obviously, I think swinging the bat, there's a little twisting in there on that front foot. When you start to swing, that might be something that we're not ready to experiment with yet. So not tomorrow anyway.
Gotcha. You've talked about Kevin Kopps pretty much every time we've had you, but he was named National Player of the Year today by collegiate baseball. What more can you say about the guy? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. What more can you say? He has the numbers to back it up. He's so important to our team. I think they took all that into consideration. He was the SEC Pitcher of the Year. Took that into consideration, and I just think, talking with Lou Pavlich Jr., collegiate baseball, he just felt like it was a no-brainer, and he said it wasn't even that difficult of a decision, and just really happy for Kevin and the team.
Thanks.
Bob.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Good.
You had to revamp your defense kind of on the run in Hoover, and it worked pretty well. I don't think you guys had any errors. How well do you think that worked? And then now that you've had a week to practice, I assume with those guys in those spots, how much even better could you be this week, do you think?
Well, we did a good job last week, and fielded the ball or caught the ball, did what we needed to do. Obviously, with Brady at first, and different players out there, it's more of a defense with the offense. Now it's more of an offense with not quite as good a defense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, just because of people have watched our team. So it's a tough pull on me and the coaches. We discuss it. How do we want to handle this? Who do we want to put where? But we've gotten working with guys at different positions, and we'll try to figure it out from here to tomorrow and put a lineup out there and go with it.
I'd forgotten this, but Smith actually played first base in Arlington to open the year, because I guess Matt was ill, and I think he had Slavens in the outfield. I think he DH'd. But it just seemed like Cohen just kind of picked up where he left off at the start of the year there.
Yeah, he played first base probably 70% of the time in the fall in scrimmages. We were trying to get him used to it, and told him that was definitely an option for him. Plus, we like competition, and Brady was playing first. Brady was playing third, some outfield. Cullen's played everywhere, second, third. So he has experience there. And then, to start the season, he was our first baseman going into it. And he did a good job then. And we moved it around a little bit, and it's all worked out, obviously.
Is Vermillion good to go, or how's
No,
he?
we're not going to pitch him this weekend.
So
But he's not done for the year, but he does have a little bit of inflammation in there or fluid in there, and they, you know, they're working on getting it out of there so we can get him back.
Okay, I might have a couple more. I'll turn it back to Kyle. Thanks, Dave.
Chris?
Hey, Dave, how does Will Bolt, the coach, compare to Will Bolt, the player, from what you remember of him?
About the same, you know, same personality. He's gritty, tough, comes to win, wants his team to win, and lets them know about it. And I think they feed off of it a little bit. And I mean, he's been there, 2 seasons. First season, it was going pretty good for him. And, you know, COVID hit. And then this year they had a great year. They were picked like 6th overall, and they came in first, and they ran away with it. So they've got good players, they've got good pitchers, and they're doing the little things right. They're fielding the ball, throwing strikes, and getting big hits, and that's what it takes to win championships. So it's done a tremendous job.
You guys stay in touch or communicate at all throughout the season or anything like that?
Yeah, mostly through texting, a couple times on the phone, but mostly through texting. You know, watch their team play, congratulate them, or you know, things like that, kind of vice versa. And just met with him out on the field a little while. We had a good talk. So yeah.
Is there any nostalgia in facing a former player, or are you at the point in your career where the nostalgia's kind of passed a little bit?
You know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just, you know, happy that he's got a great job and that he's had a good career leading up to getting the great job. He deserved it. And once he got it, he's taken full advantage of it. He's where he wanted to be. You know, I've got some other players that are coaching. I don't particularly like playing former players and friends and coaches because there's always one of us that isn't going to be real happy at the end of the day. But, you know, more than anything, just happy that for them and their families that they're in the position that they're in.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, let me know if you got more questions. Either raise your hand or put it in the chat. Nate?
Yeah, Dave, as far as up the middle defense, have you ever coached or been around a team any better than this one that you have?
I'd say probably not if you're talking about the 4 players. You know, you start with your catcher, Opitz, and then our middle infielder, those 2 guys, and then you go with Franklin in center field. It's solid. And they steal some runs, they make some plays, and they all bring a lot to the game. But I'd say probably I've had some really good shortstops, really good second baseman. Obviously, I've had some great catchers. McCann jumps out at me, and there's others. Had some incredible center fielders that could really run and catch the ball, even all the way back to my Nebraska days with Jamal Strong and some of those guys. But as far as 4 athletic guys in the middle there, I'd say this is the best.
Just collectively, what's the impact been on your success with them? Just the defense in general.
I think it's a huge part of our success. You know, you always hear that defense wins you championships, especially in football. They don't score, it's hard to lose. But it's that way in baseball. If you've got guys in the middle, and we've talked about it since fall baseball, we said we're going to be as good as anybody in the country up the middle if they stay healthy. And that's kind of what's gone on.
Thank you.
Hutch?
Dave, you mentioned earlier this week that y'all kind of got to get Monk back on track. How's he looked at practice this week, and are you confident that he'll bounce back this weekend?
He's great this week. He was really good. Even in the defensive drills, throwing the ball, turning double plays, man, he was right on. So coach says he's been good in his bullpen work and other things, and I feel like he's fine.
And then also another question about your defense. I mean, you've got guys like Nesbitt and Webb that you can sub in late as a defensive replacement. What's that luxury like? And have you ever had a team like that where you have such good defensive players to bring off the bench late in games?
I mean, those 2 are 2 of the best. But, yeah, I've had some guys. Usually it's one outfielder or maybe one infielder that's can play anywhere, that really good defensively that I could plug in. Maybe not 2 in the same team, but definitely had a guy or 2 like that over the years that you know, defensively either more experienced and a little more skilled than some of the guys that start, and they start maybe because of the bat.
Bob?
Yeah, Dave, we were talking to Robbie McClellan the other day, and he told us kind of a funny story about you recruiting him when he was at Seward, I guess is how you pronounce that, JUCO. Um, and he said, you know, it'd have been a great choice. He picked Arizona State. Just wonder what you remember about that. And is that kind of it's so what a small world college sports can be sometimes?
Yeah, it's you know, Coach Childress was my pitching coach at the time, and I think he probably did most of the recruiting. I probably made a call to him, but you know, on the pitcher end, he was probably on that one pretty good. But I do remember him, and I remember the name, and I just kind of remember that. You know, I remember Rob telling me that something along the line, the pitcher from Seward's going to Arizona State, and I think that was towards the end of me being there. You know, it was either my fourth year or last year that went down. I'm not sure exactly, but you got to give him credit. And I don't know how he ended up on the East Coast. I know he played pro ball, and I don't know if he met somebody out there or played out there, but you know, I made the comment the other day that, you know, his comfort zone was probably the Midwest and Arizona and Kansas and those areas. And he went east to coach. So it's a big commitment. I mean, that's taken a big step. And I know he spent 7 years as a pitching coach and a couple of years as maybe a interim type guy, and or 1 year, and then he got the job. So he's done a tremendous job with that program, and they're a good team. I mean, they don't make too many mistakes.
I don't know if you saw this, probably not, but I guess the NCAA Twitter account or something tweeted something about Arkansas baseball being Goliath. Just wonder what you think about that, especially since you're David, you know.
I think, you know, probably, you know, they're thinking there is that we've had such a good year, and that, you know, we're facing a team that's the first time, you know, in the tournament. I think, you know, that would be that comparison, a biblical comparison. I would say that, you know, as far as the teams that we played over the last 3 months, you know, we're just a good club that's found a way to win. But yeah, I don't know how I take that.
Okay, and then you guys are the number one overall seed. I mean, I know you've gone into these things as a high seed before, but is there extra pressure on you guys, or is this team kind of beyond that, or just how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel extra pressure. I just feel like that if we play well, we have a chance to win. If the games don't go our way, then they don't go our way. But our guys will get after it, give you everything they got. So, and then as far as the players, I don't feel like that they feel any pressure. I mean, I don't talk to them about it. I don't want to ask them. They don't need it. I see guys bouncing around and acting exactly like they acted 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and I don't see a bunch of guys with a different look on their face or being quiet because they're nervous. I just see the same team. I mean, you think about who all we played. We've taken on everybody, and it's gone pretty good. It's been a battle, but it's not like we blew people out of the water. We had to fight for our wins, and so our team knows how to fight. It doesn't come easy all the time. So if things don't go well, we're not going to roll over. We'll fight you until the last out.
And then on NJIT, they've got sort of their version of cops. You know, Rappaport's got 8 wins and 10 saves, and I realize he didn't pitch against SEC teams and all that, but wonder what you think about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have a guy like that. I mean, especially for a coaching staff. You know, he's a lefty. He throws strikes. You know, I've tried to watch some video on him and seeing what he's doing against lefties compared to how he handles righties, and looks like he's got some energy and he feels good about where he's at right now. And it sounds like the team plays good behind him and they're confident. And that is a lot like when Kevin's on the mound for us.
Thanks, Dave.
Tom?
Have you seen video of the guy Stafflinger, who they're going to start against you? What do you think of him?
Yeah, we've seen some. It's not like it's from right behind home plate, some from high up, kind of to the left, and then from behind, maybe a center field fence, a little bit of an angle. I mean, he looks like to me that he just likes to pound the strike zone. He's gonna, you know, he's got a slower breaking ball, tries to mix in that fastball in and out, and uses his defense. You know, he'll strike some guys out, but he pitches to contact a little bit, tries you to get hit, get you to hit his pitch. And if you get a hit on it, he tips his cap and he moves on. You know, we saw some video from late March and early April. So that's about all we could really come up with. but at least we got to see him pitch some, see arm action, kind of see the break on the breaking ball. I mean, he's probably 22, 23 years old, fifth year senior, and he's probably not going to be intimidated.
And what are your thoughts about your game 2 starting pitcher?
Our game 2 starting pitcher, what do I think about him? I think he'll be left-handed and he'll be pretty good.
Could be either one, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Thanks, guys.